Welcome back, everyone. Here's another Artsteps tutorial. This is part 4. We're going to go ahead and finish up placing your artifacts and different types of artifacts in this video and get you on to step 5, which will be publishing your exhibit. So when you come back to Artsteps after a session, to get back to your galleries, you have to come up here after you've logged in, click on your username and go here to Profile. When you do that, it's going to show you all of your shows. Now you'll notice that the show that you're working on is still called Untitled. Artsteps does something a little bit different, and it calls everything Untitled until you publish it, and that's when you can go ahead and give it a name. So it's a little strange to do it that way, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit and give it a moment to load. Again, based on your device and your connection, it may take a little longer. Okay, so you'll see that you've got your steps up here, and the nice thing is you can hop up and down between steps, so you can go back to step 1, you can change your wall configuration, and really take care of that at any time. So it is very flexible. I'm going to go back to step 3, placing and adding your artifacts. So in the last video, I added in some cases here, or right now I only have one. So you can click on a case, and then up at the top here you get the 4 controls. You can move the case in 3D space, you can rotate the case, and you can scale the case, and then of course delete. So I can take this case and I can go ahead and scale it out on the axes and make it really whatever dimensions I want. So I can make it larger if you want. And you'll see I can go ahead and bring in this one here. It's kind of odd that it came in like that. It should go up against the wall, but there we go, like that. I think it's easier to delete it and bring it back in so you don't have to manually rotate it. So now I've got the scale tool, and you can click on any of the individual axes. You can see the green, the blue, and the red axes, and that will move them individually on those axes, which can be helpful, but can also distort your display case. What's easiest is to just come down here and click on the little white cube at the center of the origin, and then the case will scale uniformly. So there you go. You can do something like that, and then you can scale it out on the x-axis and the y, and you can do things like that. Again, you can also click on the last button and delete them as well. Okay, so those are cases and images. The last 3 types of artifacts are videos, 3D objects, and text. I'm going to go over text and videos as I find those to be the most practical. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with text, even though it's the last one here. And I'm going to click on Add Text. And this is meant to do labels and things like that, so titles of the show. Really, again, think of them as just blocks of text. There's other ways that you could do text. For instance, you could do text in an image editor like Photoshop, type in your text, and then save it as an image, a JPEG or a PNG, and then just bring it in as an image into Artsteps. That would allow you then a couple different controls, because Artsteps will think it's an image. But then you can't edit it inside Artsteps. You'd have to go back to your image editing app. So I'm going to go ahead and just type in some sample text, and then we'll go on from here. Okay, so I've got some sample text in here. You, of course, can change the color of the text. You can change the alignment. You have a title here. You can make it clickable. And again, when they click on it, then it would give some extra information. I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave that on just so you can see what that looks like. And then you can go ahead and give a description. Now the description is what they would see when they click on it. So I'll just put something in like that so you can see. Again, you can have audio, which will only play when it's clicked, which would give a little bit more of an atmospheric effect, but it might be a little strange when they click on the text for music to all of a sudden play, so you'll have to play around with that a little bit. I'll go ahead and hit save, and then it will show up over here on my left-hand side. Okay, so here it is over here. I'm just going to go ahead and click on it, and you'll see this is where the fun comes in. It's huge. It's really, really, really long. So if I go ahead and I place it now, now I get the same tools. I can move it, I can rotate it, I can scale it. So if I try to scale it, you'll see that it scales normally, so that's a nice solution there. If I don't like the way that the text is set up, I can come back over here to the left and click on Edit. And then over here, this is where it gets a little fidgety, is that I can press Return and I can break sentences up onto different lines. So there we are. Now it's on 3 different lines. There's no bolding or italics or underlining or anything like that. It's not quite like a word processor. And you'll see that it doesn't update itself. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it and then try bringing it back in. And for some strange reason, you can see it's not quite showing what I thought it was going to show. So I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like maybe it didn't save. So I'll try that again. There we go. So you can see that sometimes even though you hit save, it just takes a little while there. Okay, so it worked. I obviously want to go back and change that from left alignment to maybe center alignment. So maybe something like that. Again, it is saved, but I don't see that actually happening. So there are some issues. I'll go ahead and add it back in again. There we go. So it sometimes needs a little bit of a refreshing. So once again, it's a free tool, which is great, but it has its little quirks. So I think that works pretty well for there. I'll be honest with you, this is good for quick text editing, but if you really want full control, you'll do the extra work and you'll do it in an image editing program, but it depends on how much time you have. Okay, there are video options. You can go in and add a video. Again, you can choose to put in a file that you've uploaded from your computer or your phone. You drag and drop your video here. There are some supported formats: MP4, WebM, and OGG. The problem is, though, is that the maximum size is 4 megabytes, which is really small for a video. The other option is a streamable.com video URL. And you can see right now that there's a limitation of 6 videos. I haven't used streamable.com too much, so I'm not an expert on it, but you'd have to check that out. So the streamable.com video URL is actually the one that I would choose over the 2. And so what you do is you choose it here. Then in another tab, you open up streamable.com, and you can either upload a video from your device or you can paste a video in. So I'm going to go to YouTube here, and I found a video on abstraction. You're going to copy the URL, go back to Streamable, and paste it in. Now, for the free service,
the edge of the painting that the line stops short.
For the free service, they stop you at 10 minutes. So that should be enough. But you can also trim. You can move it around. You can have it. So you can have it show just the middle, but you are limited to 10 minutes in total. Once you have found the section you want, you're going to click on Create Video. And I have not signed in. I've not created an account. I certainly have an upgrade. I believe that's a paid option. Once it's done processing it, you'll get a copy link button. You can then take that copy link button and you can go back to Artsteps here, and you can go ahead and paste it in right here. Give it a title, you can give it a description, and hit save. Once it processes, now it will show up over here. So now I can go ahead and I'm going to put this video on this wall over here, something like that. And again, same options. I can go ahead and give it a frame. I can go ahead and scale it. I'll make it a nice big video wall. something like that, the whole size. And there we go. I'll go ahead and hit save. And we'll hit view this time so you can see it as the gallery viewer would see it. Okay, so I'm in the gallery space now. You can see there's my text, nice and readable. Click on the video, nice and big. When you click on it, it will show up here where you can just press play and you can mute it, you can change the volume. You really can't fast forward it though. This is just the volume slider. I do find that video it's pretty slow, so just be mindful of that. So after several tries, I could not get the video to actually play in here. I tried hitting refresh, and that's it. I have had it worked before, so I know it does work, but it seems to be, maybe it's the fact that it's a 10-minute long video. I don't know. Again, my advice is that if you can't get it working, consistently, then maybe you shouldn't include video, or you might need to just try a shorter duration of video. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up. Go back to edit mode, place artifacts, and the fourth and final type of artifact is that you can actually do 3D objects. So when you do 3D object, again, you've got a couple different options here. Not many people are going to be doing this, but file would mean you have your own 3D object. This is the most advanced of the three options. Poly API asset is a free library. So if I go ahead and I type in the word art and I hit search, it's going to go ahead and search the library. And again, these are a variety of free 3D objects. You'd want to make sure that that your object makes sense. But if you click on it, you can then see a little preview of it. You can give it a title, hit save, and then it comes over here into your library. You can then go ahead and place this into your gallery. And when you click on it again, you get the same controls where you can scale, rotate, etc. Obviously, this example doesn't make much sense. When you do scale an object, though, you do need to pull it above ground. But these are really simple objects, but they load fairly quickly. And again, you can delete it. One thing to know is that if you're not going to use something over here in your artifacts gallery, it's a good idea to go to the edit mode and to just delete it from your library and say yes. That means that when each time you open up your exhibit, that 3D object will not load. And so it means your performance will just go faster. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do a guided tour and then on to publishing your exhibition. Remember to save often, and I will see you next time. Thank you.